Today we're going to learn about how to use the undeposited funds bank account in QuickBooks. So the lesson is how to make a bank deposit in QuickBooks. And what is the undeposited funds bank account? I apologize for the static. If you can just think of it as a waterfall in the background and try to not let it irritate you, I'll try and do a better recording on the next lesson. But the undeposited funds bank account, we get a lot of questions. What is that? The undeposited funds bank account in English is the money, funds, you have received but haven't deposited in the bank yet. Undeposited. So it's money that you haven't put in the bank yet. It's undeposited funds bank account. It isn't actually a bank account. It is more like the drawer in your desk or your safe where you hold your money before you go to the bank. The problem is when you're receiving payments that are automatically deposited into the bank through QuickBooks and not in real life, is that the amount deposited into the bank does not match the QuickBooks reported deposit amount. This can make it impossible to accurately match income with bank statements. Valuable time is wasted that you're either paying an employee or a bookkeeper for, or that you're doing yourself by trying to reconcile the deposit. This is caused by multiple payments deposited at one time or cashback deposits. One of the ways that we can avoid this is by putting all of the money into the undeposited funds account. So let's look at our sample company. Receive payments. Go to the previous payment. So here they've gotten $440 cash, and that was deposited into undeposited funds. This is a MasterCard deposit that went straight into the checking. Now, if they do have that kind of agreement with their credit card company where the amount is not deducted before, and that's the only credit card transaction that they're going to have today, then it would work. Otherwise, again, it should go into undeposited funds because you may need to make some adjustments depending upon your agreement with your merchant. Here's a deposit that went into the checking, and hopefully this is really the amount that went into the bank, and it probably did. So if you're familiar enough with this drop-down box to know, are you taking this whole deposit to the checking by itself, or is it going to the undeposited funds? Then you can be very comfortable using it and understanding what it means, and how you deposit from that we'll get to later in the lesson. But to set it to default undeposited funds, edit, preferences. In 2011 you select payments, company preferences, right here. Use undeposited funds as a default deposit to account. Okay, QuickBooks is going to close all its windows. So now we go back to receive payments. No longer is the drop-down box. No banking, no checking, no choice. Everything is going to go into undeposited funds because you have set your preferences. You can always change it and reset it back. So where does the money go? Well, it's sitting in your cash drawer waiting to go to the bank in the undeposited funds bank account in QuickBooks. So now we're going to get ready to take our deposit to the bank. So we go to the bank, we make our deposit, and we have two payments. We have the $440 cash, and we have a check for $2,000. We're going to deposit most of this. We're going to keep $200 back for petty cash. So we're going to select both payments from the undeposited funds. The payment subtotal is $2,440, but we're only going to deposit $2,240 because we are keeping $200 back. Okay. So here's our deposit. It's a good idea with QuickBooks forms to use the tab button so you don't miss anything. So the first drop-down box that's highlighted, or it should be highlighted, is the bank account. So you're going to put this in your checking. If you're going to put it into a savings, or if you have different bank accounts, you can change that here. Then tab to the date, tab to memo, and you can enter anything you need to here. And now we're going to show the $200. So we're keeping $200. It's going to go to petty cash. Make a memo if you need to. The cashback amount is $200. So we have a payment amount of $2,440. The amount that's going to the bank is $2,240. And from this window, you can print your deposit, and you will be in perfect reconciliation with your bank, and the deposits will match, and you will save a lot of time trying to get it to reconcile. Okay, so this tells us we can print the deposit slip, and that's the end of today's lesson. And I hope that you've learned about the undeposited funds bank account. Thank you.